Look at this article on Boxing Scene that I came across. Based on watching both boxers fight, Fury views Wilder as the more talented boxer and believes he would knock out Joshua if a unification came together. Fury views Joshua as being an overhyped fighter who is too muscular and not mobile enough in the ring. Also, Fury has made it no secret that he believes Joshua has a questionable chin, a claim that is also being pushed by WBO champion Joseph Parker and his handlers. Wilder, has improved a hell of a lot, Fury told the White Rhino Fightcast podcast. I do think he's an awesome puncher and he's a good boxer, and he's awkward. Very awkward. Kind of a character, and I think he'll do a lot of damage to a lot of people. I think Wilder will knock him out. Purely and simply because Wilder can move and punch on the move, and Joshua stands still and takes big shots on the gloves. So as you can see, uh, that's Tyson Fury saying that he believes that Wilder can actually defeat and KO Anthony Joshua. As you can see, he believes that Wilder actually has the ability to KO guys while on the move, which he does. I've seen him KO guy. He was on the back foot when he KO'd Arthur Spilka. If you remember that KO with Arthur Spilka, he was on the back foot. Wilder's one of those guys that no matter which way he's going, he could KO his opponent. So he's like one of those guys that, because some guys, they need to be coming forward. For example, like Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin, he needs to be applying pressure on you, right? He's a guy who marches forward. He applies pressure. You never really see Golovkin knock somebody out while going backwards, right? But because Deontay Wilder is a true puncher, that's how you know a guy's a true puncher, when he could just KO a guy from any way, no matter how he's fighting, going forward, going backwards. Fury also says that you know, Wilder's very awkward, and he is very awkward. The way he fights is, Fury himself is awkward, but there's a different type of awkward. Fury is more of a uh, awkward because he's so tall and because he knows how to fight long and he knows how to, be defensive. That makes Fury awkward. But when it comes to somebody like Wilder, he's more awkward in the sense that he's kind of unpredictable. You don't know what he's gonna do. He fights unpredictable, and yeah, he's like an explosive character, as Fury's saying. Fury said something that I thought was interesting. He said he thinks Anthony Joshua's chin is questionable. I've been saying for months that Anthony Joshua has a questionable chin. Uh, you know, I just think that, if you look at the history of Anthony Joshua, he's been stopped several times in the amateurs. People keep talking about, well, he got dropped by Vladimir Klitschko. What does that's nothing. Vladimir Klitschko's Vladimir Klitschko. Yeah, but guys like Brian Jennings didn't get dropped by Vladimir Klitschko. I mean, even Eddie Chambers went 12 rounds with Vladimir Klitschko. And even besides Vladimir Klitschko, this guy got rocked by Dillian White. He also was stopped in the amateurs several times. He's been rumored to be dropped by several guys, like a 17-year-old Daniel DeBas. Okay, so I don't think he has the best chin, Anthony Joshua. I don't think he has the best quality chin. And that's why I keep saying I think when he loses, he's gonna get knocked out. He's gonna get knocked out, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. Either that, or I think he's gonna get outboxed. I've always said from the get-go that I would be picking and leaning towards Anthony Joshua if he were to fight Deontay Wilder, because I think stylistically he's a better talent. I think he's a better talent overall. I think he's a better talent than Wilder, but I've never counted Wilder out. I've never said Wilder doesn't have a chance. I mean, and maybe when I was trolling Wilder and acting like I hated Wilder, maybe I said something along the lines that I hope Anthony Joshua destroys Wilder. But as you guys know, or if you didn't know, I'm a troll, so you can't always take what I say seriously. But uh, especially when it comes to like my opinions of boxers. But when it comes to this, I think that Wilder. I don't think Wilder has the talent to outbox Joshua, but I think he has the punching power to stop Joshua. Uh, what's going to be interesting of this fight is how Wilder approaches this fight, because Wilder, I think Anthony Joshua is a guy that you can outbox. That's why I always felt like Prime Tyson Fury would be able to outbox Joshua. I mean, if Vladimir Klitschko could outbox Joshua, and he was outboxing him, and then I would imagine somebody like Tyson Fury could do it. But the difference, though, I believe, with someone like even Anthony Joshua himself admitted that in an interview that he did a couple days ago, he admitted that Tyson Fury would be very awkward and probably difficult to catch. He even admitted out of his own mouth. The difference, though, I think Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua might not show too much respect for someone like Tyson Fury because a lot of people think Tyson, like Anthony Joshua, would just run right through Wilder, right? I think Anthony Joshua would show respect to Wilder. Uh, I think people are crazy if they think that Anthony Joshua is just gonna march forward and just show no respect to Wilder. Wilder is a puncher. Anthony Joshua knows this. He's not an idiot. Anthony Joshua knows he doesn't have the best chin. Do you really think he's just gonna march forward against Deontay Wilder and show him no respect? I mean, if you look at him when he fought Vladimir Klitschko, he showed Vladimir Klitschko respect. He showed Vladimir Klitschko a lot of respect. And yeah, you might say he was an all-time great. That's true. But still, I would imagine that what's his name? Excuse me, Tyson Fury. I mean, Anthony Joshua would show. Like, I actually think if Anthony Joshua fought Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, I think you would see Anthony Joshua show more respect to Deontay Wilder and less respect to Tyson Fury because Tyson Fury is not a puncher. So I think Anthony Joshua knows he would have to cut the ring off on Tyson Fury because that's what you have to do to beat Tyson Fury, go to his body. Because and I think he'll be more willing to do that against someone like Tyson Fury because Tyson Fury is not a puncher, so he won't be as afraid of what as on basically the oncoming fire. But when it comes to someone like Wilder, I think when it comes to Wilder, even though Wilder's not as good of a puncher as good of a boxer, than someone like Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury or Vladimir Klitschko, he has his what he has is he has dangerous oncoming fire. So I think you'll see Anthony Joshua show him a lot more respect. I don't think he's going to just march forward because he knows if he just march forward, he is vulnerable to being hit with that that right hand. And I think Wilder is much faster. Like, Wilder is faster delivering his punch. That's one thing I will say. And he's also faster on his back foot. I think Wilder is faster when it comes to foot speed. When it comes to endurance, I think he has better endurance. I've been saying for a long time, I think if the fight goes to the second half, if Joshua finds himself in round 6 with Wilder, I think that's when he's in trouble because Wilder has phenomenal endurance. I've never seen Wilder gas out. Wilder's one of those guys. It could be round 11, round 12, and he'll still have the energy levels to, go ham, to throw combinations, to throw that right hand, and his power is always with him. Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, I've seen him gas out. He has a thing where he gas out, and it's because he has so much muscle. He's a bodybuilder. Boxing is not bodybuilding. I don't get, that actually slows you down. And because he's gaining more and more muscle, it's actually tiring him out. So that's why I think Anthony Joshua has to really take out Wilder early because if he finds himself in the later rounds with Wilder, that's when he's going to gas out. That's when Wilder's going to take advantage. That's when Wilder's going to KO this guy. And again, I wouldn't count out Wilder's chances in KO and Anthony Joshua at all. I think, people say, people love to say Tyson Fury has no chin. People love to say Deontay Wilder has no chin. But people hate it when you say Anthony Joshua has a suspect chin. And he does have a suspect chin. All these heavyweights have a suspect chin. Realize this, man. That's the truth. I'm out. I'm done, guys.